Halloween Ends is not going to be for everybody, which is a weird thing to say because from a technical standpoint, Halloween Ends is very well put together. The acting is on point, the soundtrack is on point, the cinematography is on point, but when you put a story behind all that, or at least the story that they chose to put behind all that, that's when Halloween Ends falls apart. Because there's a lot that Halloween Ends gets right. There's a lot of moments that are awesome. There's a lot of moments where you're like, this is good. This is cool. For example, Halloween 3, the original Halloween 3. The text in all of that and all the credits is blue. Well, this is David Gordon Green's third Halloween movie. So the text in all of that is blue. In the exact same way, in the exact same font. Love the hell out of that. Respect the hell out of that. There's a lot of winks and nods. You have Julian who comes back. You have Allison in a scene where she is wearing the exact same outfit as Laurie Strode in 1978. And apparently there was something about a radio tower in 2018 and Halloween Kills. I never really looked into it, but they kind of addressed that in this. But when it comes to the story of Halloween Ends, that's where it gets tricky. Because they introduce a lot of interesting concepts, but when you have a story that's 44 years in the making, 1978 to 2022, you have Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, this is her last ride as the character. This absolutely should have been a very straightforward movie. We all want to see Michael versus Laurie and just fucking end it, because the movie that you named is Halloween Ends. That's all we need. You don't need to be experimental. You don't need to try something out. You don't need to deliver on what people have said. You know, it would be interesting if they did X. And yes, I'm being purposely vague because I understand that some people have not seen this movie yet and I don't want to spoil it for them. There will be a time for spoilers in this video and I'm going to fucking rant about them. But they try things in this movie and some of them fucking hit. And they are so great. The opening scene, I had no idea what we were about to see, and Jamie Lee Curtis said it perfectly, that this opening scene is a nightmare for parents. But the inverse to that is that this movie didn't need that opening. That's going to be the biggest problem that people have going into and coming out of Halloween Ends. Expectation. What you think the final fight between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers should, could, would be, if you think it should be a certain way, and you go into this movie, I almost guarantee you are going to be disappointed. Now, honestly, I can't imagine that anyone's going to walk out of Halloween Ends and say, best movie in the franchise. That movie fucks. This movie is just, by and large, it's exactly what I expected it to be. It's an absolute satisfying end. 44 years in the making. Fucking awesome. Go watch this movie because it might surprise you. There's a lot of stuff that this movie does right. They just shouldn't have done it at this point in the 44-year journey. And if you did love Halloween Ends, hit the comments and let me know because I don't think you exist. Now, I don't mean to be so clear-cut, but this is the rant part. This is all of the spoilers. I'm going to rant about shit about Halloween Ends because there is a lot to fucking complain about. When you get 44 years into a franchise and you have something so iconic and so big that you have Jamie Lee Curtis coming back and it is her last time playing an iconic character in Laurie Strode, you don't fucking do a copycat angle. This is not the point in a franchise that you fucking do that because we did not need Corey Cunningham. The acting for Corey Cunningham was fantastic. I thought the story for Corey Cunningham was actually pretty interesting when you take Michael Myers out of the equation. When you first had Corey get jumped by the band geeks, I was a band geek, get over it, and Michael pulls him into the tunnel and doesn't fucking kill him? What? What the fuck are you doing with this character? And not only that, you then wait for him to wake up and you have Michael be there. Then you have Corey feed Mulaney and he fed him to Michael. What? And then Michael does this shaking orgasm thing. When you spend 2 movies trying to make sure that people understand that Michael, at least in your version of these movies, is just like Carpenter's Incarnation, where he's just a force of evil. He is out and about fucking shit up. It doesn't matter that Laurie Strode exists. He is not hunting her. He is just on a warpath of killing whoever the fuck gets in his way. They actually make such a point of it in Halloween Kills that they say, no, Sartain put him in the back of the car and drove him to Laurie's compound. It was never about you. It was just about Michael fucking shit up. But then in this movie, you turn around and you have Michael actively stalking Laurie outside of her house while Corey is there trying to hit on Allison, and they all have their moment at the house. It flies in the face of everything you did in 2018 and Kills to build Michael up for this final confrontation with Laurie Strode. Another thing about Michael, you're telling me it's been 4 years that he's been down in that sewer. Michael Myers has been killing people, according to the homeless guy. Has he been fucking eating them? So we're gonna add, after 44 years, we're gonna add an angle to Michael Myers that not only does he eat dogs, which you gotta eat, I can respect that to some angle. He eats fucking people now? Michael Myers has been killing people, dragging them into a sewer, murdering them, and eating them. Or maybe he's not. Devil's advocate, maybe he's not. And that's why he's so malnourished that Corey is able to pin Michael down and take his mask and run away. This was the same fucking guy who killed an entire squad of first responders, 11 firefighters with fire hoses and saws and axes and all kinds of crazy shit. And you might say, oh, he's been in hiding, it's been 4 years. No. That's not the point of the Michael that they've been building for the last 2 movies. And that's my problem. And you're going to take Michael and you're going to put him in this partnership with this brand new Corey character where we're supposed to believe that, okay, Michael all of a sudden is passing on his psychotic legacy to this guy who accidentally killed a kid 4 years ago. Huh? There is no way that the character that you gave us in 1978, 2018, and Kills is going to be a guy who is going to team up to work towards a kill. That he is going to, okay, you're going to go in, and I'm going to go in, and you're going to kill this doctor guy, and I'm going to kill this fucking nurse, and we're going to go team. You can't communicate with Michael. He doesn't communicate back. We know that he can communicate back, but he doesn't. So the idea that there's going to be some kind of coordinated attack where Michael will be in on it, that is Halloween 6, the curse of Michael Myers, Thorn cult, controlling Michael bullshit, and I thought we were past that. While we're in spoiler territory, let's talk about the kill on Michael fucking Myers. A lot of people, myself included, was wondering how you got Michael, who did everything he did in Halloween Kills, and have Laurie Strode be able to stand up against him. They kind of answer that in that he's mostly malnourished, possibly eating people, but you get Laurie and you have her pin him down to her cutting board counter. I actually dig that. But in these movies, you always have these scenarios where they could come back. Okay, Michael was trapped in a basement with fire. What's he gonna do? Oh, he hid in that little old gun closet and he came out and he killed all the firemen and then he got out of there. Okay, cool. You don't get that in Halloween Ends. You get him fucking have his throat slit. She fucking runs up the street on him, then fucking throws him in a car shredder. Oh my God. But when it boils down to did I enjoy Halloween Ends, it's complicated because if you take Corey out of the story and you put all of the Corey scenes and make them Michael scenes, that's a solid Halloween Ends. If you take Michael out of all of it and you tell Corey's story of how a guy goes crazy in a town that is completely freaked out and completely terrified of what Michael Myers could be and not have Michael Myers actually be in it at all, that's not a bad horror movie. So I hate to do this, but go watch it for yourself. Go see, because I think there's going to be some people that really like this movie for what it tried to be, and there's a lot of people who are going to fucking hate this movie through and through. Worst of the franchise. And speaking of the franchise, this is a playlist of my reviews of every single Halloween film from 78 to today. Go check those out and be on the lookout for a new ranking every single Halloween, Kills and Ends, the whole hoopla. I will see you in the next video, but until then, take care.